Yes, guys, how are you and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan Media. Sorry, Rokan David, aka Radio to this channel. Smash the like button, comment, and share. You know, sometimes we do two streams of Rokan Media and the football news, and we bring them here. But all in all, it's all about the football news, top 10s, and lifestyle zone. Timo Werner returns in training, and Romelu Lukaku, the striker, the most expensive player that Chelsea have ever bought, has also missed out on training. We saw him on Wednesday while juggling with the ball. He was training aside, apart from other players in there. But this time around on Thursday, the photos that the Chelsea Football Club released on its so-called social media platforms, we never saw him come through. Welcome to our channel, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel. And remember, we are on to the football news, top 10s, and lifestyles. And remember, this channel will bring you the football news from all the world. Last time you saw us go to Uganda and Kenya match, we brought it here, Uganda versus Mali. It was live to here. Reason is because we are the football news top 10s and lifestyle zone. We do it in Asia, South America, and all the world. We tour the world with football in there and bring you the top 10s, and those top 10s are really going to get back to you as soon as possible, because I feel like we've taken long without bringing you the top 10s. I really have a top 10 of Arsenal in there, and I'm really going to bring you the top 10 most followed Arsenal players on Instagram. That is coming up, I think, by the end of this week. We'll be having it in here onto the football news top 10s and lifestyle. Let's go to these stories in here. Timo Werner, remember, he came in RB Leipzig. He even he even never played the remaining games of the Champions League, and he headed to Chelsea. Remember, by that time, Lampard was still the manager of a team which goes by the names of Chelsea, and later he was sacked. And when he was sacked, Timo Werner came out and said that, I wish I had scored all the goals that I missed, and the chances that were created by me, Frank Lampard wouldn't have been sacked in there. But all in all, things go on, and everything went on well for Chelsea. They won the Champions League under Thomas Tuchel, who came in January, and they really looked great in there. And right now, they're still on top of the table, though their tally of their forwards and strikers are not really all that great, because when you look at Timo Werner last season, I think he only scored 9 goals. Can you imagine? 9 goals in all competitions in there. And when you look at this season in the Premier League, he has played 7 games, has scored 1 goal. Champions League, no goals, has played 1 game in there. EFL, 1 goal. So in 10 games, Timo Werner has just scored 2 goals in there for you. Now, that shows you how much they are really lacking players that are really going to put the ball at the back of the net. Because if at all your forwards in total, even when you look at Lukaku in the Champions League, has played 3 games, has scored 1 goal. Premier League 7 has scored 3. In 11 games, he has 4 goals. That's really a very low return to a striker of a man like Lukaku, who came in while he had scored close to 30 goals in from the Serie A in there. So it shows you that Chelsea is missing people who are really clinical, because Lukaku came in and we thought he's going to be that clinical striker, but ever since scored against Arsenal, when did he score? I think last scored. He really has taken lots of games without scoring for Chelsea in there. However much he has been away for some little games in there, but his presence has not yet been felt at Chelsea in there, because I thought when Lukaku comes in, he's going to be a bang. You get? He scored immediately when he came in. He scored against Arsenal in there, but oh my God, ever since then, Lukaku is not yet back. And he got injured in there, and he got injured at Belgium and returned at Chelsea. I remember they ruled him against which game, because Belgium was playing a certain team, and they won, and Lukaku was ruled out, and he traveled back to London to get treatment at Chelsea. And all in all, things have not yet gone well. On Wednesday, we saw him retraining out with the team, but training alone with the ball in there. That is Romelu Lukaku in there for you. But all in all, he has not yet returned to the pitch to play the game of football in there for you. Good news is that Timo Werner is back. Remember, Chelsea has been playing the last 5 games that Timo Werner has missed with a false 9, with Kai Havertz playing as a false 9 for Chelsea. And Kai Havertz is really scoring goals. I'm really surprised even, because when you look at Kai Havertz, for Chelsea, he is scoring goals in there, because the way he really roves around that pitch in there, because he has played, I think he's the top scorer at Chelsea. He has played 15 games and he has 5 goals in there for you. And you know he's still going to get you more goals because Kai Havertz looks like he's this modern roving modern forward in there. When you play him behind a striker, he will get you what you want. When you play him off the left side of the attacking midfield, he will get you what you want. And the same applies to when you play him when you play him as a false number 9 in there for you. He gets you what you want. That is a man who goes by names of Timo Werner in there for you. Now, Timo Werner, remember, he's the same player who really gave Chelsea a win against Man City to win the Champions League of this year in there. Remember, Chelsea won by 1-0, and it was courtesy of Timo Werner. Very long ball brought in by a man who goes by the names of Mason Mount, and it found Kai Havertz, who had made a very good run, took off the goalkeeper of Man City, who goes by names of Ederson, and he really pressed that ball at the back of the net to make it 1, and no other team scored again in there, and we saw Chelsea losing. So these two players of Chelsea are really crucial. You get? Right now, Lukaku coming to Chelsea was really a very big plan for the manager, and he really liked this because he thought that in his interview before he brought in Lukaku, he said he really wants a forward who is going to play with his back behind the defenders. And Lukaku does that very well with his energy, because he's a very energetic player at Chelsea, and I really like his physique, and I think the manager got what he wanted. But when you look at the results right now, they are not favoring the manager. The goals, the performances of these two people, that is Timo Werner and Lukaku. I don't know whether Lukaku can even hit 20 goals a season. Yeah, I really bet whether Lukaku can get 20, because the games that we are supposed to really come in and score, like a game against Malmo, Chelsea scored close to 5 goals. Those games are narrowing down, and you know what it brings when it comes to the Premier League. It really, when we cross from December after Christmas, teams are really harsh, because most of the teams that would have scored very many goals against are those teams that are going to be relegated. They are fighting for their lives, so it makes it hard for teams to score against them. But Lukaku has an advantage, and Timo Werner, that they really have a very good midfield behind them. They really good at creativity. Their creativity is high. Chelsea creates chances. By the way, the beauty of Chelsea is this: if at all Timo Werner or Kai Havertz or Ziyech, because they play a 4-3-3, let me say that they've played a 4-3-3 with Kai Havertz, Lukaku, and Timo Werner. All right, it was 3. If at all Werner and Kai Havertz fail to create for Lukaku, there is the other two forces that can really create a chance for Lukaku. One, Reece James. He's scoring goals for fun. I think when you look at him in the Premier League, I think he has scored very many goals in there, because Reece James for Chelsea, I think, has scored goals in the Premier League. Though his goals are not indicated in here, but he has scored. I saw him score a brace in a certain Champions League game in there, and I saw him score goals in the Premier League. That is Reece James in there for you. So it shows you that if at all these midfielders fail to create, the Jorginhos, the N'Golo Kantes, they fail to create, Marcos Alonso or Ben Chilwell playing off the left flank will come in and create. You get? That's the beauty of Chelsea. And Chelsea has very many options. So to me, I really feel like Lukaku and Timo Werner should pull up their stockings. However much we see them coming up in training, and Timo Werner was training with his fellow mates in there, but Lukaku looks like he's also back, but the manager is not yet ready to put him back, but he might play as a sub in the game against Leicester. Remember, they're playing against Leicester. Leicester has only won against a team which goes by names of Manchester United. They lost to Arsenal. I think they drew. Did they draw or lose to Liverpool in there? So looks like they are not into a comfortable position, and this is a game that Brendan Rodgers is really going to come up and show us that he's really a manager, and his team is really back, as it were, because Leicester is not anywhere near where it was the previous season. So Chelsea needs these two players to pull back their stockings. Timo Werner, you need to score goals as you are at RB Leipzig. I don't know why you miss lots of chances in there, but you have a team that creates you chances. You lamented that Frank Lampard wouldn't have lost his job if at all you really went ahead to score those goals that you missed. So all in all, that is Timo Werner returning. Even Lukaku looks like he has returned, but he was not part of training as they really trained ahead of the Leicester game. But we wait and see what the manager is really going to say into his pre-match press conference in there. That is Thomas Tuchel for a team which goes by names of Chelsea in there. Smash the like button, comment and share. I go by the names of Rokan David onto this channel which goes by the Football News Top 10s and Lifestyle Zone. Timo Werner returns. Lukaku was absent on training, but all in all, we know he is really going to be part of the squad that's going to play against Leicester, because no manager will leave out his top guns when you're going to get and play a team which goes by the name of Leicester. Very lazy team, and you know what it happened, what it means when they are really on fire. And when you look at their forwards, they are really sharp and fast. And if I told you have Thiago Silva, who was playing in Brazil and is just returning in there, I don't think it would be a right choice to bring him into that so-called central defense of a team which goes by the name of Chelsea. But all in all, good news, Timo Werner has returned in training. Lukaku was absent, but we expect him to come through and do the needful. Wait for the so-called predicted Chelsea lineup as they take on Leicester, and that of Leicester in there onto the Football News Top 10s and Lifestyle Zone. I'm promising you I'm really going to bring it to you here, and don't go away. I sign out for now. See you later. If I told you you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Smash the like button and leave your reaction to Timo Werner returning and Lukaku being absent into the comment section below. We out for now. See you later, mates.